Desiree with theastrologyaddiction.com, and thank you so much for watching. Today's video is going to be on Cancer Rising and Cancer Ascendant, so please watch until the end and let me know your feedback in the comments. Please like this video, subscribe to my channel, and if you'd like to book a reading with me, my link is in the description box. Now, Cancer Risings. So Cancer Risings are definitely complex people when it comes to their rising sign. They're ruled by the moon, so you want to look to where their moon is for, more about their story. But Cancer Risings are people who come off as being very protective of themselves, their family, people they love, the things that they love, their possessions. But they can also come off as being people who seem to be more safe and comfortable. And they have like a softness to them. Like there's a protectiveness and a shell that they've kind of put up to others. But once you really get to know them, even for a brief time, like if you spend some time with them and they open up to you a little bit, you can see that they are really like soft and caring and emotional people, and that they, don't usually mean, like if they say something that is offensive or just kind of weird or whatever, they don't mean any harm, by it. They're usually good souls. These people also in their, early life and after birth with their parents, it could have been a situation where they may have a really close relationship with their mother or their father, or that, that relationship is just something that shaped their life in a way, like because Cancer is the sign of the mother, of the home. So there could have been something that happened with the mother right after birth that was really pivotal to this person's life. Maybe it was that the mother had to give them up for adoption, or that they had to do something, in this situation that just shaped how the rest of this person's life would be. Now, the second house is Leo for Cancer Risings, and this shows that these people can really crave like money and possessions and things like that. They find that those things are something that they need to feel safe and secure, because Cancer is that first house. Leo is a fixed sign in the second house. So they're very fixated on having a certain like amount of money and having a certain amount of security. Maybe having the home that they've dreamed of, or just having certain like possessions purchased that make them really feel comfortable. And this is where, once they do have those things, their personality kind of starts to come out. They're more flashy and maybe want to connect with people and want to show off what they have, because Leo does like attention. Wherever it is in our chart, it wants to be seen for that. So if these people didn't have money growing up and now, they've worked really hard to get money, it's something that they want people to know about them in a way. Maybe not like directly, like they want to get a mink coat and a Rolex watch, but they just want people to know, like, hey, I'm somebody who has it together, and I can take care of myself. So they take a lot of pride in taking care of themselves. Now, the third house is Virgo. So for these people, they can have interesting relationships with their siblings, maybe critical relationships. Maybe there was a lot of fighting, or just some level of like critique going on with them and their siblings. They could have even had a really like nurturing role over their siblings, and they could have had to, because Virgo is the place in traditional astrology of like slaves and of giving yourself up for something else. So this could have been a place where they really had to like care for their siblings. Maybe they were the oldest child, or maybe they were just the most responsible, so they had to like care for their siblings in some way. It also can show that they may have like just depending on where their Mercury is, that will tell you more about like their learning style. If they had trouble learning, that Mercury might be in the 12th house. If they learned really well from having fun and playing games, their Mercury could be in the 5th house. It really just you want to see where the Mercury is to show you their learning style, but they definitely had a different kind of particular way about like learning that maybe wasn't as easy as other people. Now, their 4th house is Libra. This shows it can show the home life. It can show what they desire in their home life. It can show the mother, the father, the familial like lineage where the IC is. So having their 4th house in Libra definitely shows that these people want to have like a very peaceful home life. They can be someone who talks a lot or speaks a lot about the importance of like just having calm in their home and having a beautiful home. Like they want to have a home that they can bring their friends to, that they can socialize in. Libra shows that where they like to, where people like to socialize and where people like to connect with others who are not in their, you know, romantic relationships or in their family. So Libra, being in that 4th house, they like to maybe bring people into their home to entertain or to just, you know, have a good time with. These people also could have maybe not had the most emotional relationship with their caregiver, whoever it may have been, because the 4th house, you know, shows that nurturing parental figure, and Libra is an air sign, so it is more mental and it's more in their head. So they could have had more of a mental connection or relationship with this caregiver. Maybe they lacked a little bit of that emotion in the home life growing up. Now their 5th house is Scorpio, so these people can have a intense level of wanting to have fun, wanting to have like sex. They might have a kind of hidden addictive tendencies towards sex and romance. Maybe there's someone who, when they go take trips, they get involved with people that they don't really know very well, or just some type of a power dynamics even within that. They can like to bring that in, and it shows them a lot of fun when they are able to kind of express their sexuality freely like that. These people also can have interesting relationships with their children. They may have a lot of trouble and challenges with kids, with their children, maybe with trying to conceive, but not always, you know, with trying to conceive. It can just show that there's some type of, you know, Mars is ruling Scorpio here, so there's just some type of a potential for their kids to maybe have addictions, maybe their kids to have some anger problems, maybe they just don't relate to the children as well. I mean, Scorpio is a fertile sign, it's a water sign, so that's showing that they definitely can have a lot of children potentially, but maybe that there is going to be surmountable challenges that they have to overcome through these, you know, through these children that they have. Now the 6th house is Sagittarius. So Sagittarius in the 6th house shows that these people don't like to be held down in their daily life in any kind of way. They don't really like to be like bossed around and told what to do. They usually think that they know best when it comes to maybe work or their daily routine and how they kind of live their life. They don't really like to be controlled in that way. They like to kind of have a say and have the ability to change up and to do something new every day if they want to. They would not be able to do something very boring on a daily basis. They need to have more flexibility with that, more opportunity to try new things every day, to learn new things every day, to go to new places every day. That's a really big one for them. They want to be able to, you know, kind of just bounce around and not be like stuck in an office. I could not see that being something that would make them very comfortable. Now Capricorn is the 7th house, so for these people, they value in marriage someone who can elevate their status, maybe someone who has money, who is responsible, who has their life together. They wouldn't just marry someone based on like their looks or based on even based on emotion. They're very like calculated with who they might marry. It has to be someone who is like a really great fit for them and for you know, a supportive person that they know will help them achieve like their dreams, build the life that they want to build, and who they can rely on. Like reliability and trust is just so important for these people in relationships, and that comes to all aspects of relationships, business partnerships, friendships. Like just trust is very important for these people because they are very guarded and protected of themselves and of their family. Now the 8th house is Aquarius for these people, so that, you know, you want to see what's in this house to show you more about that story. But the 8th house is debts that are owed, it is taxes, it can further even include sex. So these people can have kind of a sexy way about them. They may like to try unique new things, you know, in the area of sex. They also have a pretty fixated idea about money and debt. Maybe they don't like to get into debt, or it's a place that's a bit uncomfortable for them, even that maybe so that they have to learn about being, you know, very responsible with their money. Now Pisces is the 9th house, and Pisces, you know, has no boundaries here. These people love to I would say that they enjoy traveling to new places for the spiritual aspect, for, you know, seeing how other people do things. They like to learn from other people who are in different cultures. They may even, you know, get into a little bit of trouble when they're foreign traveling, because Pisces is so limitless. You know, they don't have a high level of fear typically when it comes to this type of thing. And they may get themselves into like a little bit riskier of situations when they do travel, you know, to foreign places. This can also show that they have definitely a curiosity about higher learning, but that they maybe don't really respect it as well. I've seen this with a lot of people who don't, maybe they gotten a degree but they don't use it, or they just think that college is kind of a scam or a waste of time, waste of money. They didn't go to college. They just have sort of a I don't care about that type of thing aspect to their personality. They maybe more like to learn about spiritual paths. Maybe they like to learn about helping people and about things that they can actually use in their day-to-day life. Now, these people have Aries on the midheaven, and so they can be seen as being people who are aggressive, who are sexy, who are independent, you know, go for what they want. That's their public image, and it is their career as well. So they are people who like to work independently usually. They are very goal-oriented. They're aggressive. They don't love to like collaborate on projects as much as other people do. So it just depends on the level of that, you know, where their Mars is placed. We'll tell you more about that story. But you don't usually even see these people a lot of times with like being famous either. They're a little bit more like private. I've seen Aries with the Aries midheaven being people who don't like to share a lot publicly because they're more private. They like to keep things to themselves. And even maybe they don't like to have like a social media. You know, it takes them a while to like, okay, I'm gonna get this social media, and it has to be for a specific reason. It has to be like, it has to make sense in their head. Aries rules the head, so they have to find like a reasonable reason for them to need that, to waste time doing it, because in their career they definitely don't like to waste time. Now, the 11th house is Taurus, so these people can really enjoy the connections that they have with friends, with organizations that they're a part of. They really find like peace and happiness and just solitude when they're able to be around friends and be in groups. So when they have a group that they belong to, or when they have like a friend group that they really have a great connection with and they can trust these people, that's something that really definitely makes them happy. Taurus shows a lot of like what we just really find pleasure in, and so these people can find a lot of pleasure just in, not even in deep like relationships with friendships, I would say, but just with connections with their community, with their social you know, group that they know, and just having like a rich you know, social group that they always can, you know that they can rely on to call if they want to get together, or if they need something, or just for really any reason. They definitely enjoy having like rich relationships with friends. So with the 12th house in Gemini, these people definitely have like a more lighthearted idea about things that are more intense usually in life, like things that they fear. Maybe they don't really dwell on those things very much. They are definitely more mental in that realm. They are more like, they think things through and they're very in their heads, but they don't get too emotional about those things. They can definitely have a level of anxiety when it comes to their unconscious. You know, maybe they wake up from nightmares and it's something that really like affects them viscerally, and they kind of have to think about it for a while and maybe talk it through. This would be something that they need like a friend or a partner in their life where they're able to talk through things that come up for them unconsciously. Like maybe they didn't really emotionally realize that something from their past had hurt them as much as it did, or that had such an impact on them. But the more they talk about these things and the more they allow themselves to kind of get into that, the more they will learn about, you know, themselves and their path and, you know, the unconscious. So that was my reading for Cancer Risings. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. And if you would like to book a reading with me, my link is in the description box. Have a great day. Bye.